Guys, I'm telling you, the scenario building is not cool. Yeah, it's not cool. The scenario building is the ego. The ego scenario builds. The ego creates its own reality and actually causes you to struggle to make that picture real. And it's not real. Even if life or the market or your stock matches it, the picture's not real. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. Like, you know how like a clock is right twice every 20, a broken clock is right twice every 24-hour period. But even at those moments, at that second, that time matches the broken clock's hands, right? Even though there's a match, the clock, it does not make the clock right. Does that make sense? So even if the stock does your picture, it's still a picture. It's still a fabricated image in your mind. To live real is to live without pictures. To live without the filter that's created by the mind. To live real as a trader is just to let be what is going to be, without any involvement from you. It's, I don't know, the only thing I can think of is like the Buddhist way comes to mind. It's the desireless state, which I think does an injustice. That word still does an injustice to what I'm trying to say. But so many people live trapped into their mind. They don't even live life. They live amongst their images. Their relationships, they don't have relationships. They have relationships with the images, their image of the person. They have a relationship with the image of the person and not the person. That's why in relationships, in the beginning, it's so fresh and new and brand, because you don't have enough information and time to build up your little images about the person. So it's more dynamic. And then later it gets stale because you are now not in contact with the person, you're in contact with your image. The same thing can happen in the stock market. You can build a scenario and now you're relating to the scenario. The image that you created or the ego created this picture and you're relating to that. You are disconnected from reality now. Reality is not your image, your idea, your theory, your opinion. These are why all these things need to be dropped. And you just let be what is going to be. There are moments when you are called to action by your list or your trading plan. But as long as those moments are not right now, there is nothing to do, nothing to think about, nothing to worry about, nothing. And if you can actually get to this place, it is the self-actualized trader. That is the SAT. That's what I call the SAT. The self-actualized trader that's enlightenment as a trader. And it's a state that is actually creative, but spontaneously so. Not the creation of images, not the projection of your desire onto Apple. All right? Apple doesn't know your desires, doesn't care about your desires. It is neutral. I've explained this. I've explained this on a number of occasions. I used to have my dad, when I used to drive, and my dad used to drive, run errands or whatever. Sometimes I ride with him. And, you know, he had this little plastic steering wheel that you strap to the seat belt, and I had my own plastic steering wheel. It was like I could steer the car. So we're turning left, and sometimes I turn the wrong way. So my dad would be turning left, but I'd be turning the plastic steering wheel to the right. But it didn't really matter, because reality is what the car is doing, not what I'm doing with my plastic steering wheel. Right? And this can cause a breakdown in terms of stress, in terms of just unnecessary worry, because what your plastic steering wheel becomes the focus. Like, what? You're trying to turn the car at this but it has no bearing, no connection whatsoever to the real car, to reality. And that's similar to, you've got your picture, your steering wheel, and you want this picture, this image in your mind to be reality. You want this to happen, but it has no connection whatsoever to reality. And even if occasionally reality matches it, it's still an image, it's still fake. But you can't live there. You've got to live in reality. You've got to get out of your images, get out of your mind, get out of your desires, get out of your projections, and just accept and be with what is. And magic will happen.